So what are the relationships like as an agent with the clients? Because you're there when people maybe begrudgingly so have to get insurance on the car.
Yeah.
But then you also get to be there at some of the lowest moments.
Yeah.
Walk us through that.
Well, I mean, typically you're not calling your insurance agent during the good times.
No.
I mean, in the very, very beginning, everything's good. And so I get to the end of that little coffee meeting, and typically one of the things I say is, we've done 90% of our work together now. There's still 10% out there. There's still stuff that could come in. Most of it's going to be when you get a nasty gram from your bank saying that they didn't get proof. All right, come on, send it to me. We'll get it taken care of. We'll get them what they need. You have a situation where there's a potential claim. Call me. Let's discuss. Sometimes I can help protect you from yourself. Nope, that's not a good one for a claim. It's going to lead to a rate increase, and the amount you're going to get in return versus the amount you're going to have to pay out later, not worth it. And we're able to kind of help advise in those situations. Companies aren't always perfect either. Sometimes you get a adjuster that's not returning phone calls in a way that you would expect. And you can get an agent involved in that situation to help make some phone calls and shake the tree a little bit. So it is an opportunity to kind of be there in their time of need. But no, the actual relationship, we do what we can, even through our social media and stuff, to kind of joke and laugh and show our true personality to our customers that follow us, and that just not talking insurance, just letting them know who we are and how we live in that. And I do think that there is a connection. We see them out in the grocery stores, on the softball fields, and church, and wherever we're going to be. We tend to cross paths with our customers more than I think most people cross paths with their customers. So.
It almost incentivizes you to do a good job.
Well, there's not everybody can be an insurance agent. And I do think that there's a certain person that's spent their entire life opening doors for strangers and picking people up at the airport and helping people move and enjoys doing so, that is their heart, that they're happy to help, that they have a servant's heart. And so those people, they tend to really thrive in something like this. And so, yeah, when they're out in the grocery store, they're not hiding from people. They're looking and they're seeing their friends and they're checking in. And I think if you get the right person, it's just part of their lifestyle.
No kidding. It seems like a very extroverted, very social kind of job then.
I mean, to an extent. I go home and I'm ready to be quiet sometimes too. But yeah, no, it's a forced extrovert. You know, you're not necessarily always wanting to be an extrovert.
Right.
But I definitely, when I see one of my customers out and about, I want to take that moment to say hi to them, because it tells them, hey, I know who you are. I recognize you and I'm happy to see you, versus I'm off the clock. I'm going to turn my head, dart away into the cereal aisle so I don't get caught, you know?
No, and I bet as an insurance agent, you end up meeting a lot of people from town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a lot of them. You get some interesting phone calls too. I think my best one I tell people about when they apologize for calling me on an evening or weekend. I once had somebody call on a 4th of July after a few too many pops because he was having a conversation with a bunch of his with his friends about how rental car coverage is, and they were disagreeing on it. And he called me up and he asked me, how's rental car coverage? Like, if I rent a car, is my insurance going to pay for it? And I gave him the answer and talked him through it, and then said, all right, have yourself a good 4th of July, and got off the phone. The next day he called me and he was just mortified that he had called me on 4th of July after drinking too much. And I said, do you know how good that makes me look, man? I said, you stood out in front of a group of your friends and said, wait a second, I'm going to call my guy. And you made the phone call and I picked up. Thanks for making me look good. I was like, keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it. We don't get all these phone calls all evenings and all weekends. And no, we don't get a lot of that. But yeah, we like to be there for people as much as we can.